Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome. So on the screen we have the question, which of the following is not a solution to the equation? And we're given the equation x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x equals 0. The first thing we can know or we can observe from this question is that this is a polynomial equation, or this equation is a polynomial, and the highest power of the polynomial is 3. And we're given this question, and indirectly we're asked to solve for the values of x, and whatever does not fall within the value of x in any of this option A, B, C, or D, that is going to be the answer, which is basically fulfilling what the question says, not a solution to the equation. So the solution to the equation is going to be the values of x. So we have the highest power for this polynomial function to be 3, so x cubed, so we should expect to have 3 different values of x that satisfies this equation. So the first thing you have to do is to rewrite it. So you have x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x equals 0. Well, we can see from our regular understanding of simplification that we have x cubed, we have x squared, we have x. Well, the smart thing to do is to bring out x and make factorize x. So you have x here, and then you have x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0. So factoring out x is going to mean that we can have x equals to 0 and x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals to 0. So one of the values of x is actually x equals to 0, and the other values we can find them by solving the quadratic equation x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0. Are you guys understanding what's going on here? Since the highest power of this quadratic equation is 2, that means we're supposed to expect 2 values of x here. And those 2 values of x, including this value of x here, where x equals 0, is going to have the total of the 3 different solutions to the initial polynomial question. So we're now going to focus on x squared plus 3x minus 4. So x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals to 0. And I'm going to use the factorization method. So for the factorization method, we're going to be focusing on what 2 values of x that when we multiply them together, we're going to get the value of -4, but when we add them up, we're going to get the value of +3. We can do that by basically working on what 2 values, but that when we multiply them together, we're going to get -4. We can start there. So we know that if we have -4 and +1, we can get -4. If we have -2 times 2, can get -4. If you have -1 and +4, we can have this. But we have to now add these 2 values and make sure that these 2 values is going to give us the value of +3. So -4 plus 1 is -3. That doesn't work. -2 plus 2, that's 0. That doesn't work. But -1 plus 4 gives us +3. So that works with this equation. So this is just a simple refresher for factorization method. So we have x squared plus 4x minus x minus 4 equals 0. So we have start to group. So x, right? X plus 4. Okay, so we're working with this part of the equation first, and then we work with this part of the equation. So we have x, open bracket, x plus 4, and then we also have, we're going to bring out a -1, okay, and then we have x plus 4, so we group them, And then we have our two information to be x plus 4 and x minus 1, all of that equals to 0. So x plus 4 equals 0 equals to x equals to negative 4, and x minus 1 equals to 0 is equals to x equals positive 1. So the two values of x here in this quadratic equation is x equals to negative 4 and x equals to positive 1. So we found all three values of x. So we have the first value looking at the previous page, that was x equals to 0. The second value, x equals to negative 4, and the third value, x equals to positive 1. So we can now go back to the actual question. Which of the following is not a solution? So what is not a solution is what is not the value of x. We know we have a negative 4 as a value of x, so this is a solution. We have positive 1 as a value of x, so this is a solution. We have x equals to 0, so this is a solution. Therefore, D is the answer. D equals to 2, because D, we did not have a solution to this polynomial to be, we did not have a solution to this polynomial to be 2, so hence D is not a solution. Another way you guys can work with this is kind of in a way basic, is whenever you're given a question like this and you ask which of this is not a solution, you can just smartly do what many students who aren't too good with their algebra, they're just going to plug in the value. So what that means is that you can go ahead, look at focus on what I'm doing in yellow, please. So if you're going to put the value of negative 4 in the initial polynomial x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x equals 0, and you're going to try to make sure that what is on the left hand side of the equation, x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x, has to equal 0, right? So you're going to do that for a equals negative 4, you're going to do that for b equals to 0, you're going to do that for c equals to 1, and d equals to 2. Whichever one does not have the value of 0 on the left hand side on the initial equation, x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x, is going to be the answer if it does not equal to 0. So it's just basically a way for you to back solve. I decided not to do it that way, but in case you're a student and you don't really know how to work with complex algebraic equation that may confuse you, or you just prefer to do a back solving even though it might take you more time, actually it can take you less time depending on how good you are with math in comparison to the method I just did. So go ahead and do the method that is easiest for you, but I just directly explained what back solving is. And if you just on your own time, you can pause this video and just do back solving to prove what we originally did. If this is your first time on my channel, I post SAT videos daily, so make sure you check the SAT math prep playlist, and you're going to see a whole bunch of questions ranging from easy to hard and to medium, whatever you want. Just make sure you check it out and check the description box in case you have any questions, and maybe that's going to answer it. And make sure you put questions in the comment section. I wish you guys all the very best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.